we go.
Audio included. What's up, y'all? Thursday's Thoughts episode. It would be 6, correct? All right. I can't find episode 4 or 5 anywhere, so I kind of lost track last night. I was about to make notes. What's up, y'all? Thursday's Thoughts episode 6. So we got with us RGB Bolt and RGB Panda. RGB Panda going into being official captain season 3 of Danger Knots team RGB. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Well, you can go.
Bolt first, yeah.
Yeah. Been with RGB for coming to my 3rd year, and I'd say that's it. I don't know what else to say.
Do you play any games other than Rocket League?
Yeah, I play like COD, GTA, but not really anymore. Minecraft here and there.
Yo, shout out Minecraft.
Minecraft lit.
And little
Low-key
games, little other games here and there, but yeah, that's about it. Destiny.
Ew. You say you play Destiny, but not Warframe?
I like it. I like it better. I don't know. In my opinion.
I literally opened up asking Paul about Warframe. He was like, I don't know, I don't like it. Didn't mention Destiny though. All right, Panda, your turn.
What's good, guys? This is Panda, or if you want to pronounce my name, Pinda. Just kidding.
Pinda.
I mainly play Rocket League. I used to be a big Destiny 2 player, top 2% rating. Just saying.
Damn.
See no Warframe.
Other games I play, practically anything new, and then it drops off. I go back to Rocket League.
I feel that. That's cool. Oh, Willix, would you like to introduce yourself? I never give you a chance to.
I mean, I would hope if they're tuning in now, they would know who I am. But I'm Discord name, Who's a Willix, Xbox tag, Christslayer13. I go by either of those. I'm commissioner of Cleety G, the Rocket League currently right now, the Smite League in the next coming months. And I'm also the leader of our art community. Yeah, I play Smite religiously. Play a little bit of Rocket League. I definitely stream more than I play. And I play Apex pretty religiously as well. Outside of that, that's it. Those are the 3 cycles.
And Ark.
Oh, yeah. And Ark. Don't get me started on Ark.
And Warframe.
No, I don't play Warframe. That's a hot negative.
But Warframe community equals dead. Alright. So, RGB Panda. Bolt, you said you were on last season, season 2 on RGB?
Yeah.
He's been here since season 1.
Yes, I understand. OG RGB. Were you in the game, Bolt? Your Cleety Cup game?
No.
But you were, Panda, right?
I was in for a match. I was actually subbing in.
Yeah, I was in for a match.
Kuro was late. But
so you guys subbed a lot that game?
Yeah, well, we had the set lineup of Ronska, Kuro, Skrill, but Kuro said he was gonna be late, so I subbed in filled in until he got in and got some warm ups in and all that.
All right. So like, you guys don't have Ronska this 3rd season, do you?
Correct. He went in the free agency. No hard feelings. I understand completely. Wanting something new, fresh start. Got his goal of a title. Wanted to see where he could take it somewhere else, which is fine. Which honestly, it opens the doors to the other players. To me, gives them a chance to step up as well. And
yeah, he went to Kimchi Crew with David Park, right?
Yep.
And he left to be a player. That's what it was, correct? He didn't go on.
Oh, I was just saying he did want to step down as captain. He wanted to focus more on like the player side of the game compared to I mean, I'm already feeling it. It's like doing all the contracts and everything, talking with the franchise center, talking with the Willick. So Focusing on the player side, focusing on the game more, which is cool. Which is cool.
That's pretty cool, and it's pretty awesome that you got to like transition. As I like to make the comparison, Aaron Rodgers, you know.
I don't know if I'm that good, but I can do my best to lead it.
No, that's cool. What at what point? So did either of you spectate the whole game at the very least, even though you didn't play the whole game?
I was
They
watching the
they actually
stream a
they
little
kicked
bit.
us out because apparently they were having internet issues, which
Mhm. Oh, and
Uh,
I didn't
they
even
kicked us out.
explain. I apologize, guys. I didn't even explain. I'm discussing the RGB versus Valera's Cleety Cup finale, and RGB pulled off that W, and it was only went to round 6, right?
Yes.
That's wild, cause like all the other games went to round 7 or round 5. Like they went to the max. Well, what really? At what point do you guys think you guys were gonna get the W, or is that not how you approached it?
well, Jose, if you want to answer first, go ahead. Give your opinion. then I can give mine.
I mean, I would say we're just going into it thinking like, okay, anything could happen. I mean, and plus we're like Kyle's not here or Kuro was not here, so like we're kind of like, okay, when is he gonna get here? But we're kind of confident in pulling it out. So I would say, like, even though we lost like two of the games in the series,
Mhm.
they're doing pretty good. But yeah.
Mhm.
So
Alright.
with me, I think we knew. I don't want to sound like cocky or anything, but like the moment that
Mhm.
the full senders game ended, I think the team just kind of started believing in each other, and so
After you
from
guys
that,
beat Full Senders.
yeah,
Back in
and
round
and
one.
don't get me wrong, like the full senders is an amazing team, but the moment that we found out how we played, our type of play, we just
Mhm.
kind of rode with it till Trachtenberg, Balt and Skrill taking the 2 positions under Ronska. They rolled with it. They kept the tight rotations, kept it going through
Mhm.
Valeris. So we just knew going into the game with Valeris, if we just kept the same way that we played, not change anything, be familiar with what we got, there's nothing to fret over.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I like
so
what you
when
said.
Valeris got the win on you guys, um, did it give you guys any kind of stutter in that series when they actually started to get? I think they got 2 wins out of that series. Were you guys worried at all about that?
From listening to the party, everyone stayed calm. No one was freaking out saying, "Oh my gosh," or "We're screwed." Nothing like that. Everyone's just like, "All right, keep our rotations. Let's keep pushing."
Hey,
Do you know if
Willix,
there
turn
was
down your
a
TV.
Oh, gotcha.
Go on.
Do you know if there was a strategy in place to keep Valeris behind, should I say?
Balti?
I would say just like most importantly just rotation. I would say, and just I guess playing quicker than them at some points, because they do have we do have like a little bit more quicker people on our team. So I would say trying to be quick and just having those passes more often and just trying to get that pressure in on them.
I
So
got
that
a
would be the
question. Who gave you the most problem on the field? Was it definitely just like it was Bubba showing out the whole time, or were his support players really there that game?
With the one match that I played, I noticed that on the offensive rotations, Bubba would make sure to at least throw a bump or demo on his way out. And that definitely threw off rotations, obviously, because you have one man missing. So we knew after the first match, like, watch out for the bump, watch out for the demos, just be aware of it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, just keep, like I said, keep playing your game, keep putting pressure, keep. making the plays.
Mhm. No,
So
that's
me
smart.
and David, when we were
Park?
commentating, we actually yeah, David Park, when we were commentating, we actually highlighted how Valeris' strength lies purely in their defense. So the games that they won against you guys, they were able to get the first point up on the board and then just play defense the entire time. The big knock to them that we had seen was that once you guys got 1 or 2 points ahead, the game was over pretty much because they just didn't have the firepower on the front end. So I was just wondering. That's why I asked that question previously. If there was like if you guys have noticed that and maybe we're trying to take advantage of it, because like we had highlighted that if Valeris scores first, their chances of winning the game of the series went up so much more because they couldn't sustain offense like they could defense.
Yeah.
And that honestly comes from Bubba and how Bubba plays and runs his team, correct? Because Bubba's like top defender in the league, at least for season 2.
Uh, yeah, I wouldn't solely put that on like that's how Bubba plays. I think that was just the strength of the team as a whole because they weren't as familiar with each other as RGB was. So offense is naturally going to flow a little bit better for RGB. And like I think it was a little, at least parts of that game, Valeris seemed to just be like confused, I guess is the way to put it. I don't know what other
Ooh.
word to put there. They were like a little
That's
messed up
not
at
what you
times.
want
They
to
did
like be in the Clean Cup finale.
Yeah, they did clean it up at a few parts, but they looked really confused, and I think chemistry, familiarity plays into that. They really relied on defense, and it got them into the finals. But as you saw, it was not enough to get past RGB.
No, of course, of course. Do you have anything to add, Bolt?
Yeah, like I noticed, yeah, the rotation wasn't really there, so like we kind of took advantage of that, and they're missing shots, and then because they had some opportunities, I would say, and they missed a couple,
Oh yes, for sure.
and so after that we're like a little more confident because they're just missing their opportunities. We're like, okay, we could just take advantage of that, just keep the pressure up and stuff.
That's interesting.
So now Panda wasn't here for the first time around, Vault, but now this is your second finals appearance now, back-to-back finals appearance. Was there anything severely different this time around? Did you feel more prepared since you had been to the finals before? Was it just a normal game? Like what's your take on that?
I mean, I would say it would, for me, it would be just a normal game. Like sometimes I'll probably get a little bit nervous, but not really. It would just be like a normal game. It just depends how I play. That's why I probably didn't play that finals, because I wasn't playing good that day, I would say. But compared to last season, I would say it was more tough because there's just the amount of skill in the other teams. Luckily, both top teams got fucking taken out. Yeah, first rounded. So we had a, I don't want to say easy one, but we had a easier one, game, than we should have. But yeah.
And then Panda, this was your first time, so what were your thoughts on that? One, you're the team. Well, you weren't the team captain at the time, but like coming in from a leadership role, is there like any approach you had or any approach you took towards preparing your team for such a big game, making sure nobody got like blown up in the spotlight, so to speak?
Well, the biggest thing for me, because I mean, I'm you're talking to a guy that's coming from collegiate sports, so the pressure didn't really affect me, in the sense of affecting gameplay. But biggest thing, I wasn't the leader at the time, but a good thing that Ronska did, and another thing that I'll carry into season 3 is keeping composed. Showing that it doesn't affect you and all that, and it spreads to the other teammates, and it calms them down, saying, "Hey, we got this. Like it's just another game. Only thing different is we get the title."
That's a healthy outlook.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to high pressure situations, you have two choices. Do I choose to be nervous and not perform it, let it affect me, or this is my one shot at this game, I'm gonna do me and execute. So that's the fine line in between getting nervous or not. So being composed, it kind of just lets you decide already, like you're just gonna be yourself and let nothing affect you.
I like that. Do you guys have any comments about, I guess, how it turned out? Any finishing comments about the Cleety Cup? Because we're about to move on to free agency comments.
Yeah. Ball, you go first.
Yeah, I would say just didn't expect the two top teams to just get first rounded, and
You and me both.
yeah, and yeah, I mean, we pulled out the win. I'm happy for that, and I guess
expecting like a season 2 champs. Woo.
yeah, season 2 champs. I mean, hopefully, I mean this season's gonna be way tougher. So let's see what we can do. If we can come back or not.
I actually had one
Yeah.
more question I just thought about. Walt, since you've been here for 2 seasons now, since the beginning, is there any parallels, any patterns you're seeing in how RGB's ran? Any consistency over the seasons?
Mhm. I would say we got just more comfortable with each other. I mean, because before the first season, we've been playing with each other, or like at least Ronska, Kuro, who else that's in our team?
Shoddy,
I think that's it. Yeah, Shoddy. Yeah, Shoddy. We've been playing for like probably a year or two before we joined this league, so we had a good chemistry, or just we're pretty comfortable with each other. So I would say going into it, we're pretty confident. Like we had each other's back, and yeah, coming to now that we have Shoddy back, I feel like we have a better chance. Or like Ronska leaving and then getting Shoddy is just kind of like, I would say we're in the same kind of, well, how do you call it?
Skill tier?
Yeah, like Ronska, I would say mechanically is like a little better, but I would say Shoddy is like just more team oriented, Just
That's awesome, yeah.
there. Yeah, so should be a pretty good season, I would say.
Hold on to that thought too, because we'll go over that when we go over free agency here in a minute.
I forgot the initial question. Rain.
Yeah, I was about to remind you. Just closing comments on your Cleety Cup W.
I think it was good for the boys. It kind of reinstates the confidence, and
The boys.
I got some pretty big shoes to fill, because I'll give credit to Ronska for leading us through that playoff, but I think the team that we have now, I would say as a team we're deciding like who we're bringing on and who would fit best with us. So I think the biggest thing that we have on the other teams is that we're very, very comfortable with each other. Just like Balt said, we're all in the lobby. We all talk it out. We're all buddies now, and honestly, I can't wait for season 3 to start.
Well, I guess my transitioning comment, since we're going to transition into free agency and drafting talks, I think RGB is the team, and Danger Knots is the franchise to look out for in the coming seasons and games related to Cleety G. Because, now Danger Knots has more experience when it comes to the W and owning and operating. And RGB, you guys looking at your draft board right now, or looking at who you guys have re-signed, you guys definitely got, what's the word? You guys are definitely going
Better.
into season 3 strong. Yeah, better. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
go on.
on that note, looking at the new roster, so you guys are the only team outside of full senders, realistically, to retain the core of their roster, minus Ronska, unfortunately. But you guys still kept the majority of the core of the roster. Full senders was able to do that. I think that
Which is what
going to
I'm
give both
hyped
of
about.
you both. Yeah, I think that gives both the teams a leg up already because you guys
That puts RGB
are
up
already
there with full
familiar.
senders,
You
if you ask
retained a
me.
lot. Now, from an unbiased point of view, I'd have to disagree for the simple fact that like you need another. Like I think Shoddy could maybe be that guy. Bringing in Fluffy was a great addition as well.
Definitely.
It's just I question whether or not you guys have a player now though that can play up to Ronska's skill level. Shoddy's close. I don't like maybe with the right team it's there. But that's the biggest thing for me. It's just having somebody like that can kind of really set the tone for your team, and that's what Ronska brought. So that's going to be, in my opinion, the biggest question mark around RGB recovering is who fills Ronska's shoes. But I think adding Fluffy and Shoddy was phenomenal because it like strengthens up your roster. You essentially have that guy. It just remains to be seen if he's going to be that guy. Because we've seen Shoddy do amazing in Season 1 when he played. He only played a little bit of Season 2, unfortunately. So attendance is going to be a question mark there as well. With that being said, though, you guys have one roster spot, right?
Yes, we do.
Ooh.
Any thoughts? Are you signing another free agent? You guys drafting
Any spoilers?
somebody?
What I can say is right now we are actually holding. I don't know if you can call them tryouts. I like to call them the treeouts. But
Why?
Oh my goodness.
have you not watched Blue Mountain State, bro?
I haven't seen that much of it. I know about oil changes. That's what I know about.
Oh
Nah,
my
but
god, bro, that stream. Jeez. I'm sorry, wrong reference. I meant the longest yards, the tree outs. Sorry.
I think I saw that one. Go on.
Yeah, no oil changes in that one. Jeez. But pretty much like I have a group that I brought to the team and said, hey, these are the people I'm looking into. And then Curl made a point, let's run some 6-mans and let's really see how they mesh with the team. Not only in the game, but like in the comms, you know what I mean? See if they get along, if they're quiet or if they're, too cocky for us. Like
That's
we'll
like
see how
next level.
Well, we want to make sure, you know what I mean? Like, because on our team, I want everyone to have an equal chance at playing.
Yeah, but that's like what secured you the W beforehand is just your rapport and how you work with your fellow teammates overall.
Yeah. We're you know what I mean? Like we're just trying to take another look or take it at another angle, as you could say. Something different. Maybe it would work out for us. So as of right now, I had actually spoken to a disclosed captain about trading our first pick so that we get 2 first picks next season. And I told him, you know what? Let me wait till it's actually time for us to pick to make the decision whether to confirm to trade that 10th pick to you.
And that's 4 days from now that you make that decision, correct?
Correct. And I know that, Competent just got signed. He was actually in the list of people that I was looking into, which is fine, But I think that in the long run, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If we're meant to take that 10th pick, we'll take it. But if me and Sky feel like, hey, like I think we should sign this over our pick, and then we can utilize our 2 first-round picks next season, then that could be also another thing that we go with. So as of right now, there's two doors. It's just a matter of which door to open when the time comes.
So did you guys have any thoughts on, I believe it was the Lords that re-signed Liquid and Crystalite? I know you guys really didn't get to play them too much last season, but they did hold that 9-1 record. So obviously they were supposed to be a higher tier team, and bringing back 2 of their core players in Crystalite and Liquid
You said
I
the
wouldn't
Liquid
say their
got
teams.
re-signed to the Lords?
Yeah, Chris Knight, Liquid,
Wow.
and then obviously Diepic is the captain. I don't believe. Obviously, you guys got Fluffy, so you took a little bit of the talent there from them. And then I don't believe Audacity has re-signed yet. Do you think possibly this team's going to be a competitor in the future? Because with more than likely the way we're structuring the new contract or the new conferences, it's going to be the 5 new teams in one conference, and then the 5 teams that have been here already in another conference. So with that being said, you guys will probably actually get to see the Lords a little bit more this season. Any like worry, any thoughts on the roster at all? It's
Well,
only got, like I said, really 2 players right now, but they were able to retain 2 of their core players.
here, the thing that I respect about the Lords is Diapic, solid player. Liquid, you're talking C3 tiered, and then you're talking Kryptonite, which I believe can hit C3 this season. You know, you're looking at 3 guys that know the game, right? It's not like you're bringing in 3 plats or 3 golds or 3, any of the lower ranks. These guys know, like, they've been around for at least 1 season. They know how it works, and they know what kind of pace can be brought to the game. So to me, I still see them as a competitor. I would, it's nothing that I would say like, oh, this is the Lords, is no biggie. To the team, I'd be like, okay, this is the Lords. We still have to respect the talent they have on the team, even without Audacity or even if we have Fluffy. But yeah, you still got to take the Lord seriously this season because no one took him seriously last season. At the beginning of the season, thinking that they were like average Diamond 3, skilled, and then all of a sudden they blew up, and that just goes to shows that like chemistry is a big thing. So I mean, like I said, I wouldn't take him easy this season.
No, of course. Willix, what you said with the 10 teams and the conferences. So the old teams are RGB, Full Senders, the Lords, Onslaught Gaming, and then someone changed their name. It was Ice, right? Ice is one of the old teams? Or is it
Yes.
Pressure? It's Ice?
It's Ice, yes.
So the conferences are
Ice
RGB,
was-
Full
yeah, we had
Senders,
those.
the Lords, Ice, Onslaught Gaming, and on the other side, it's going to be Kimchi Crew, Pressure, Collision Course, Swordsworth Gaming, and Davies Delinquents. I can't wait. Is there anybody on the news side that you think is going to be definitely showing up, shining through?
Bolt, go ahead. I don't know if you've been updated.
Pressure.
Pressure. Who's on Pressure again?
Pressure. So Pressure just pulled off the signing this morning to bring in Alpha, York, and Competent.
Yeah.
So that right there, really, like, you got 2 veteran players.
And they got Vivid.
I think they have and they had the 2nd overall pick in the draft. I think that team has set itself up to at least be above 500. At the very least, be above 500. Like, if they're below 500, I'm gonna be really surprised. 500 being win-loss ratio, if you guys don't understand that at all. Like 600 would be 6 out of 10. 400 would be 4 out of 10. So I expect them to be above 500, no doubt.
Do you have anything to say on that, Bolt?
Not really.
That's understandable.
You guys played against Alpha, didn't you?
Alpha, yeah.
Alpha York?
Yeah,
He
Trotcher.
was on
Yeah.
Trash, yeah. Any thoughts on, because I believe he's either coming in there to be their 3rd man or their 2nd man, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Just looking at the roster right now.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna have a big impact there? You think he could actually blow up a little bit more this season? Because at one point going into the draft last season, he was looked at as one of the top 5 prospects. I think he might have still gone in the top 5. I'm not sure. But he definitely didn't have the season compared to something like Chris Knight, Audacity. Skrilla had a decent season. Panda had a decent season. I wouldn't say that Alpha's season lived up to any of those, unfortunately. So, do you think after playing him, he has any chance with a new team, maybe redeem himself a little bit?
I mean, I would think, yeah, like anybody, I would say that didn't play well, just like me. I didn't play well this last season, so
Don't want to hear that.
the next they can always redeem themselves for sure. it just takes kind of like if you're on that day or not. It just, like for me, it was kind of that, like if I'm playing good or not, and then we'll take it from there. But I feel like yeah, he could for sure redeem himself this season and do better. It just we'll just see if he can just play how he needs to be playing.
Do we have any
And
closing
we
comments?
got about, yeah, as I say, we've got about 2 to 3 minutes left to close all this up. Panda, my question to you. You played against, you obviously Bolt did as well, but you got to play against David Park. Now Ronska is partnered with him. How do you guys feel about that? And this is pretty much going to be our closing right here, so you don't have to go into super detail. But what's your feeling? You think that's going to affect a playoff run maybe?
Are you scared?
Morale?
Here's the thing. Like I said, love Ronska, good friend of mine now. No hard feelings when he left. He left on good terms with RGB. So we have no
All right,
problem.
Panda. I don't think he listens to this. He's not in the party, so
No, I'm just saying, like, as far as like beef, there's no beef. You know what I mean?
Mm.
He gave us the opportunity for a title. He helped us get a title, and forever thankful for that. But moving on, when it comes to playing against him, we know how he plays. So we know what balls he's gonna jump for, what aerials he's gonna go for, where his positioning is, and with a little like strategy. Obviously, you would have to practice and
Plan, yeah.
if it comes down to a game against David and Ronska, we know that tight pressure is gonna have to be a necessity. You can't give him any room or stuff like that. But as far as like us as a team, I mean, we threw a 6-man last night, and probably for an hour and a half or so, we were looking pretty good. And I know that like he was the only Grand Champ on the team, but that doesn't mean there's other people that are borderline Grand Champ on the team as well. You know what I mean? Our average rank here is Champ 1 at the highest, Champ 3. So yeah, 2 C3s. Should be 3. I think Kuro definitely is C3 capable. Balt right now is in Diamond 3 Div 4, but I think he's at least at C2 at the current moment. And as far as like 2 Grand Champs, like yeah, you can play against Grand Champs, but I think Kuro made this point last week. It's chemistry, man. If you guys work well together, and to me, chemistry with like C3, C2, C1s is pretty darn good, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
especially with Shadi, you know what I mean? Shadi, a little bit like Balt said, a little bit more team orientated. Not to say that Ronska wasn't, but a lot of our rotations did kind of surround him. So we tried to rotate to his play style, and it worked. But I think with this new team, it's going to be a full rotation on everyone's behalf, so that everyone can put the pressure. We're not depending on one person to throw all the luggage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
So
I like hearing that.
Yeah. That was the initial plan. Was to just kind of bring everyone together a little bit closer, try to make the rotations a little bit spread out amongst everyone. Kind of like in the RLCS where everyone is at the same tier of skill, and they just have a game plan where they can all execute together.
No, I like that. So that's gonna wrap it up for Cleety G's Thursday's thoughts. Right? Do you guys have anything else to say, Bolt, Panda, or Willix?
I don't have anything to say. Panda or Bolt, mate.
Well, you can go.
Not really. Yeah, I mean, just looking forward to this next season. I mean, see how it goes. Hopefully, we could pull it out again or something.
Yeah, same thing. That's season 3. I mean, big shoes to fill. See how
It's
I
gonna
do
be
as a
more
captain.
challenging.
See how the team does, and honestly, I feel really comfortable with the team. Whether we win loss, we're all good friends on the team, and we know what to do.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. That's it for Thursday's thoughts. Check us out every Thursday at 12 p.m. on Cleety G's Twitch and then eventually on Cleety G's YouTube. Let me just drop some information here. Ark Survival Evolved. We have a Cleety G server that we're trying to get people onto. It's cross-platform, so Xbox and PlayStation. Right now, Ark comes free with Xbox Game Pass. I also know that Ark is out on Switch platform. I'm not sure if that's cross-platform. And I know it's out on Steam right now at half price, and I know that is also not cross-platform. But Ark's an awesome game. If you listen to us, you should go ahead and get it. Hit up Chrysler, who is a Willix. Hit them up and get on our server. It's a nice way to get involved in the community if you don't play any of the other games, and it's definitely a cool role play game. But as I said, hit me up. Forget Nick, I miss you. And check us out every Thursday. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Now that we're done with the Cleety Cup for season 2, we're gonna go back to our 30-minute segments for every episode until I guess Cleety Cup season 3. But I appreciate everybody. Everyone have a good day. Bye.
Later.
All right.